Have you ever wondered why the chase for attention can feel like a drug you can never quite quit? Have you ever posted something into the abyss of the internet and felt your worth rise or fall with every like, every comment, every fleeting moment of visibility? What happens when we allow an algorithm to decide how much we matter? Deep in the glowing heart of every feed, a silent transaction is taking place, one that costs you far more than you may realize. The psychology of clout is more than vanity. It's the blueprint of a new kind of addiction, one built into the fabric of our devices. And if you do not understand it, you may spend years chasing a hollow approval that will never truly satisfy you. For most people, chasing clout feels like a personal choice. What they do not see is that this drive is carefully nurtured by algorithms designed to keep you hooked, by platforms engineered to hold you captive. Behind every scroll is a system that thrives on your craving for validation. It is built to make you feel like you are always one step away from feeling seen, feeling enough. But why do we so willingly participate? Why is this need so potent? Psychologists trace the origins of this craving to deep-seated human instincts. From an evolutionary perspective, humans survived by banding together in tribes. Being accepted, being noticed, was a matter of life and death. That need for belonging never disappeared. It simply changed its form. Research into social media behavior suggests that clout chasing is often most pronounced in people who have learned from an early age that attention is tied to their self-worth. It is learned in households where praise is conditional or where one's presence feels invisible without performance. What might have been a small ache in childhood becomes a bottomless hunger when fed by the algorithm. And once that hunger grows, it is rarely satisfied. Have you noticed how the most viral posts rarely bring lasting fulfillment? The surge of dopamine when your numbers spike is real, but fleeting. Neuroscientists have shown that the brain treats social validation like a reward, lighting up the same pathways, triggered by substances like sugar and cocaine. But just like those substances, its effects quickly fade, leaving a hollow craving for more. The algorithm knows this, and it plays you like a familiar song. If you have ever wondered why you cannot look away, why the scroll feels endless, there is a reason. Tech companies employ psychologists, data analysts, and behavioral economists to perfect the architecture of addiction. They know that by delivering rewards at unpredictable intervals, one like here, one comment there, they can keep you hooked in a cycle of anticipation. This is called intermittent reinforcement, a concept uncovered by psychologist B.F. Skinner decades ago, long before the internet ever existed. And still, his findings hold true. When a reward is uncertain and occasional, the subject keeps coming back. Even if that subject is you, this dynamic thrives especially well in a culture that celebrates spectacle over substance. Platforms reward those who make noise. It is no longer enough to simply speak. You must shout louder than the crowd. But how long can you do this before losing yourself entirely? Before becoming a brand instead of a person? This is the dark transaction at the heart of clout. You trade pieces of yourself for attention that can never truly see you. Every post carefully curated, every thought sharpened into something palatable, till one day you look back and hardly recognize your own voice. Have you ever thought about the deeper cost? When your self-worth is hitched to metrics, it becomes fragile. Numbers drop, and so do you. Even the most resilient among us can feel a small pang when a post underperforms, as though the world itself has shifted its gaze away. This is the silent manipulation, teaching you to equate your value with your visibility. And it is a lesson that can follow you long after you log off. But you are not powerless in this exchange. Reclaiming your sense of self begins with a simple acknowledgement. The algorithm is not your judge. Its purpose is not to reflect your humanity, but to extract attention. Real connection cannot be measured by likes. Real fulfillment cannot be generated by a metric. And when you remind yourself of this truly deeply, you can begin to reset the terms. There is strength in creating without expectation, and logging off without fear, and embracing the quiet where your thoughts can breathe. You can choose to engage without allowing the game to define you. Every small shift, every moment you recognize that numbers cannot hold your worth, is an act of quiet rebellion. The need for clout may never fully disappear, but it can lose its power over you. And so the path forward lies not in deleting every app or rejecting every trend, but in cultivating a more conscious presence. Imagine approaching your feed as an observer rather than a participant, noticing what it sparks in you without letting it take root. Imagine creating because you want to, sharing because it brings you joy, and stepping away when it no longer serves you. This is how you slowly reclaim the quiet center that was there before the noise began. In the end, the algorithm will keep doing what it does, pulling at your attention, promising validation that cannot last. But you do not have to follow. Your voice, your worth, your story, they are not owned by a number on a screen. They never were.
Somewhere.
Beyond the constant glow of updates and the never-ending scroll, there is a version of you untouched by Clout. Find that version. Listen to it and let it speak. Protect your energy. Stay curious. Subscribe for more from Beneath the Cortex.